bienvenue sur ma chaîne, welcome to my channel. Today I have a bit of a story. I'm making this video for those of you who are unaware of how the trade-in program works with Verizon. And finally today, all the drama, all the things that were stressing me out all bloody week were lifted from my shoulders. And from this experience, I wanted to share with you all to help you either avoid the situation or so that you're informed before you enter into this upgrade agreement with Verizon. I've been under Verizon for about a year now. My mother had me switch over from Visible because she wanted everyone to be under the same thing because of some family plan upgrade that she was offered. So anyway, I have this phone. I'm filming on it right now, so I can't show you in person. It's been great and everything, but yeah, it's a bit heavy. The iPhone 11 is quite heavy. It's almost 7 ounces, and after time, it does get quite heavy in the hand. This started happening when iPhones started getting bigger. You know, since the 7, I've been getting hand cramps and whatever, but 7 was heavier than my 7. It's not a light phone. I just noticed the battery started degrading, like faster than my older models. So I was like, oh God, you know, it's about time that like maybe I got upgrade or something. And so this whole saga, Verizon had this tempting offer, like, oh, your phone can be worth up to $600 off a new device. You know, that's how they get you. So I saw that they had the iPhone mini, heard many great things about the iPhone mini. I'm such a huge fan of compact phones. My favorite phone ever was the iPhone 5S that I still have. I beat myself up every day that I got rid of the blue and purple Anna Sui case. Sometimes I have the opposite of hoarderism. Like, I need to get rid of things. I'm like, oh my God, I have 2 of the same thing. I need to get rid of the other. But they were so different. Like, it's only 2 bloody phone cases. You can't even get these anymore. They're so cute. They're shaped like the Anna Sui Rock Me perfume bottles. I love compact phones. Look at this gorgeous beauty, how beautiful it is. It is so lightweight, weighs just over 3 ounces, and so ergonomic, and it's beautiful. And they're saying that the iPhone 13 mini is like the reincarnate, such a work of art, gorgeous piece. The iPhone mini is like the new compact 5S, and it's like packed with features. It's got the latest A15 bionic chip, it's got latest camera technology and stuff like that, and it's got all these features packed up in a tiny little device. So that's what's so amazing about it. They call it tiny but mighty. That's what they're calling it, and they're saying it's a beast in a compact package. So, you know, my mum and I spoke about that, and for my sister's like partial early graduation present, early Christmas present, we decided like, yeah, let's upgrade her phone. And mini is perfect because it's going to be so, she's very active, she's around, out and about all the time, plays golf. Definitely benefit from a smaller phone. Plus the screen like surface area is larger, bezels are smaller, so it covers a lot. So even though it's a smaller phone, you're actually getting quite a large screen considering its compact size. So it's a nice in-between, like perfect sweet spot size. Okay, let's get into this whole trade-in thing. So recently I had entered into this trade-in program. You know, I'm in law. I'm supposed to be good at reading terms and conditions, the T&Cs. But Verizon, of course, like most companies, most large corporate companies, they're not going to make the terms and conditions all that straightforward. I've had a lot of people go into this and make the same kind of mistake. Because you're thinking, okay, you know, it says you can pay it off early, but you know, while you're doing that, when they're advertising it, they're like, yeah, so with your trade-in, it can be like super cheap, like between $2 and $15 per month, when it would. My fill light just died. Well, very ambient, it's gorgeous. If I can turn on my lamp. Okay, I mean, I guess. Now I have these weird streaks on me because my lamp is. I'm going to get my cable, and everyone's like, Tina, you look so fair on video. Like, actually, yeah. Now I'm like my real skin color. Not that I'm trying to hide it, but like when you need good lighting for YouTube, and automatically a lot of light just makes me appear more fair. Okay, so Perfect. So sorry about all this all this crazy lighting. So I go ahead and my mum and I go ahead with the upgrade for my sister. That's fine. It's okay if you are going to stay in this country and keep your phone number and you don't have any intentions of leaving elsewhere to another carrier, and that you want that phone for sure. You know, I've heard a lot of bad things about the 14 recently, so and a lot of good things about the 13 mini, so definitely was a safer option. And last of its kind, Apple will not be making any more minis. Very sad. Hopefully maybe they upgrade the SE into that size and it just has a different name. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so excited, I've got this phone. You know that if you cut your contract, you're gonna have to pay the remainder of its regular retail price. I'm like, so they have my phone, which is supposed to be worth $600. So that means I'm not getting off anything. I'm not actually saving anything if I decide to cut the contract. You all need to know this. My assumption was, okay, I got my deal for very cheap and it worked out to be like under $200 for the 36 months remainder of the contract. So I thought, okay, if I cut my contract whenever, I just have to pay $200 remainder or something when I leave for England, because they already have my phone. So, you know, the way they say it, it's like, okay, you trade in your phone, you get $600 off the new device. So you only have like $200 something to pay for the rest of the time, like 36 months. But usually you have the option to pay it off early. See, with Visible, is very straightforward, very transparent, no hidden gimmicks or fees. That's what I loved about it. But they don't do trade-ins like Verizon. But I think that you are also getting kind of hook, lined and sinkered with Verizon in that way. Visible, you can cut off anytime, you can break the contract anytime, and you're paying a normal fee for the device, like $20 to $30 extra on top of the plan. But you know what you're paying, you know what you're getting, and if once you pay it all off, then you can go. For trade-in, they only allow like the kind of like unbranded phones or like small brand phones, like I can't even remember, the Blade or something. I can't remember like these like not popular brands of phones, like cheap phones for trade-in, but at least it's like straightforward. There's no hidden deals. So anyway, from what I saw, I didn't see anything in particular that said I had to pay like the remainder of the original, because when they're telling you like your phone is worth $600 off the device, the new device, you think that, you know, if you cut it off, you're going to have to pay like just the remainder less than the device, right? Come to find out, yeah, that's true. So I go into a Verizon kiosk today with I was smart and I didn't open the phone. But from the terms and contracts that I read online, it said basically that whether it's a refund or an exchange, you have to pay a $50 restocking fee. And I'm like, that's bloody ridiculous, but okay, whatever. And then we had already paid $79 to initiate this trade-in. So I was freaking out all week. I know it's not a lot of money, but to me it is, because I'm not working all that often, and it's more about the principle for me. You know, you can think, oh, $130 isn't all that much, but it is when I didn't do anything and I'm returning the bloody phone. So I'm literally like paying them just because I changed my mind. So I was really pissed off and I wasn't happy at all, because I'm $130 just to get out of this contract with this new device. You know, if I just keep my phone's paid off already, so I just have to pay my line and there's no remainder. You're not tied in to having to do anything because your device is paid off. You can literally cut the contract anytime and there's no penalty. But with this new device, you have to be you're basically promising to use their service for the next 3 years with this new device, and you're getting a cheap price every month with the trade-in you already sent in your phone. So basically you get the device, and within 30 days or within 15 of activating it, you have to send in your old phone. And then it starts from there. Your new contract of 3 years service, and then you're paying a very good price for the new device every month. But if you break it, it's almost as if you never traded in your phone. You might, it's basically like your phone's worthless. Your phone is worth nothing. So that's what you guys should know. The trade-in upgrade kind of deal that they've got going on, your phone is only worth the 600 or 800 or 1,000 or whatever they deem your phone to be worth for the new device in exchange, is only worth something if you promise to keep your line open and continue with this service for the next 3 years, the 36 months. If you decide to cut that contract any earlier, you'll be liable to pay the remainder, not the deal that you were getting every month, not the cheap price that you're paying for the device every month. It's as if you didn't trade on your phone. You have to pay the remainder of the full price of the original retail price of the phone. That's what's very unfair, and that's what they don't really tell you up front. It's hard to find. Even reading the T&Cs last night, I didn't see it. I think it's in very small print when you're checking out maybe, but the way they word the contract is not the most straightforward. I'm in law and I didn't think it was straightforward. So even if that should be an eye-opener for you. I read contract all day. I'm used to reading really confusing terminology. I'm used to legalese. If a lawyer found that confusing, how the fuck do they expect an ordinary person, regular people, lay people, to understand? It's very... what's the word? It's kind of dishonest, or it's you're like kind of leading the public astray. If I had trouble understanding, like that's not normal, like regular people will not understand, and this is why people fight and argue with Verizon to get out of the contracts, because they didn't understand or they didn't see it. It's not straightforward, it's not clear, concise, cut and dry, it's not like that. So I was pretty pissed. Anyway, cut the story short. I go into the Verizon kiosk today up at the mall nearby. Lad tells me that it wasn't true. He said I was misinformed, that I didn't have to pay the remainder of the full device price. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. I said, because there are free upgrades. You're saying that someone, if they had a free upgrade, wouldn't even have to pay for the new phone if they traded their phone in. And he didn't say anything. And I said, show me in the contract. Show me right now the terms in the contract that say I don't have to pay the full device price. Obviously the bloke didn't have shit. He had fuck all to show me. And he didn't even know if I was able to return the phone to that kiosk. He had to like call a few people. I'm like, do you work here or are you just fill-in? Like, what is this, a joke? So I'm like kind of like pissed by this point, like just kind of like, what the fuck am I doing here? Then he tells me, oh, you have to go to an actual Verizon shop. Well, that was the only valuable thing he told me. So wasted bloody 20 minutes at that desk, and then I went to the real shop. Lovely girl working there. And as underhanded as Verizon may be, she was very straightforward, which I really, really appreciated. So I just said I was already done. I was like, I'm willing to, okay, I'm gonna just pay, I'm here, I'm returning this. It's under my mum's name. I'm gonna pay the $50 restocking fee. And she goes, oh no. She's like, you don't have to pay a $50 fee because you didn't open the box. So as long as you do not touch the seals of this box, when you get, this is different. This was purchased from Visible, so they didn't have the seals. But if you purchase from Verizon, in the like from the website, they have these seals. It's like impossible to open unless you completely destroy the seals. I didn't touch it because I knew something was a bit fishy. So at least I had enough sense in me to not touch the box before I even knew that I had to pay off. I'm like, okay, 3-year contract. I don't know how, I didn't know the terms yet. I wasn't sure. So I left the box sealed and I talked to a few people before. Yeah, so I'm really happy at least I had the sense to do that, because I could have opened the box and played with my new lovely phone. By the way, it was a baby pink iPhone mini. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And it matched my new away bag and my reduce mug. Like, it was just perfect. I was absolutely overjoyed because I was dreading this paying them just because I changed my mind. Silly, right? And then she said my mum will be refunded the full $79 that we paid when we initiated the trade-in online. Nowhere. No, I read over those T&Cs online. I read them thoroughly. Nowhere did it say that you do not have to pay a restocking fee or that you get a refund. The refund thing was maybe, it was like a may, but it didn't tell you exactly. I did see something about like some exemptions. Again, the way it's worded, kind of ambiguous. What do you mean by open? It looked like if you've opened the actual box already. They didn't specify it had to, like, it was the phone box. It made it look like if you've already opened the box. I already opened the box, like the shipping box. So that's one thing. So I didn't know I was getting the refund because it gives you the 3 exemptions, but the way they're worded, again, it's not that clear. I'm like, who bloody wrote this? And then it's about the $50 restocking fee. It still not completely clear. It leans towards you have to pay. It doesn't give you any hope. If you read it, that's what it says. That's how it comes across, that you have to pay it. So I just wanted to let everyone know that if you are unsure and you've done this whole upgrade trade-in thing with Verizon, do not open the phone box until you are absolutely 100% sure. Just know that you can't break your contract unless you are willing to pay the full price of the phone, as if your trade-in phone has no monetary value. So if you cut your contract, you can't sell it and get anything back for it, and you're also buying the new device. You basically just gave them a free phone. So that was the whole principal thing for me, and that's why I just don't agree with it. You know, if that's the case, they should give you your phone back and then you can pay the remainder. You know, that makes more sense. But they keep your phone and you pay the full price of the new device. Like, that's not a good deal. That is a terrible deal. So I'm keeping my phone for now, and I'm just gonna wait till I start earning a bit more. You know, my 11 is lovely. It's a lovely phone, a little bit on the heavy side. It's not perfect, but it will do for now, and I'm just very thankful I have one. And it's kind of, this whole experience has given me a new appreciation for my phone. I don't know why, but it has, and I just want to let you guys know, just be very careful when entering these agreements with Verizon. If I were to advise anyone, a network in America, I say Visible. And this is the funny thing. Even though Visible is totally affiliated, they are Verizon, they're a sister company of Verizon, and they use the same network. Visible's agreement, contract, they're very transparent, ethical. There's no hidden surprises with Visible. You may be paying more up front, but you can cut your contract anytime without like harsh penalties. Like, there's no surprises. Your device payments, like your installment payments to have the device, will be going to a firm, and that's separate. So a firm will be taking care of your payments and you owe a firm. If you want to cut your contract, then you have to keep paying a firm every month, even if you cut your contract with Visible. Or you can pay it off in one go if you have the money to pay off your phone with a firm. There's no secrets, no surprises. The way they word their agreements is very clear and concise. So if it's funny because they are basically sister companies, but yeah, if you guys want my advice, go with Visible. If you are going to go with a network. I'm not trying to bash or trash talk Verizon here. I'm trying to be very authentic with my experience with Verizon, and like I said, I will say this again, I'm in law. I shouldn't have trouble understanding the T&Cs. I should not have problems understanding the agreement. If I'm being hoodwinked, everyone else is too, unless they already knew or something. But In England, it's not like that. As far as I know, when I left, it wasn't like that. Maybe it's changed, but I don't know. But I've never had problems with it. It's quite straightforward there as well. Anyway, why I like Visible is because, again, you never pay more than what they say. It's $30 or like $40. There's an upgraded like plan. They have like two different plans. They have like a high-end plan and like a low-end like normal plan. But we're never going to pay more than that, what they say. And it's never been more, never been less, and it's always been $30. That's like the basic plan. I loved it because you're not having the wool pulled over your eyes at all, and you know what you're getting, you know what you're paying, and they're very straightforward and far more ethical. So that's all I have to say. But if you know you're going to stick with Verizon for the next 10 years, that's the only time I would say that the trade-in upgrade program works. If you're never going to go anywhere for sure. But if you do, then have that money saved up because you're going to give them your phone for free and also pay for the device. Also, the devices are about $100 to $150 more than the devices on Visible. Verizon's devices, just to buy outright, their prices are higher than other places. That's just another thing. So anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. I just wanted to let you guys know, and I hope you all have a great night. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.